Greetings, my name is Andy, I am the Brit in Hungary, and today I am the Brit in Siófok. A bit of a spontaneous trip with my French friend and his family, who've managed to get over here for the first time in about 18 months because of the deadly virus. Whew, bloody knackered. So the reason I was walking a bit funny, because I had an inflatable kayak on my back. And yeah, just blown it up, and we're going to give it a blast on the water. So Lake Balaton, I think it's the biggest freshwater lake in Europe, I think. I can't think of any stats off the top of my head, but there's some sort of incoming very shortly. So this is Siófok. This is a town on the southern end of Lake Balaton, and they call it like the Ibiza of Hungary. By day it's a nice sort of family resort where people can come and have fun on the beach, but by night it's completely crazy, sort of clubbers, and there's sort of topless girls dancing on the bar and stuff. Yeah, it's about 200 kilometers all the way around. It's busy. And the water's really warm, it's probably about 30 degrees. It's bloody lovely. Welcome, oh my god. This is the other side of Siófok. Club Renegade in Siófok. It's probably one of the best sound systems I've ever experienced, ever. Tiny, tiny venue, but the sound is just amazing. So, it's 3 AM, and there are several really good reasons why 50-year-old blokes shouldn't go clubbing, really. The first reason is my back is completely fucked, and my mate has inexplicably had his nose broken in a bizarre dancing accident. But I'll tell you what though, those 20 years between 30 and 50 go by so fast, so enjoy them while you can. Anyway, adios, goodbye, etc. See you in the morning. Whew, what an evening that was. Yeah, we decided we'd come a little bit further west, still on the south side of the lake. We're going to take a trip over to Tihany. It's about a, I don't know, 50-60 kilometre drive around, or it's about a 10-minute whiz across on the ferry. So we decided to come on the ferry. So when we did our big tour de Balaton last year, Siófok is just there, that's where we started. And the first day we went all the way around there, all the way around there, and we stopped. Our first night was in Balaton, which is just about there somewhere. It's about 55 kilometers, I think. And just to give you a bit of an idea of how vast it is, it's huge. It's almost over the horizon, the far shore. Yeah, when we did the big tour, I made the mistake of doing it on my my fixed gear bike with that huge gear on, and it's fine on the south part of the lake. It's dead flat, but on this side, well, you can see it's a little bit rolling. They're actually extinct volcanoes. So yeah, this part of the trip was quite testing on that huge gear I've got on my bike. Character building. Hello, little boatie. We survived, yeah. Well, it's nice that everything's back to normal again, but it was certainly a lot easier to park during the deadly virus. Hell, it's chaos. Yeah, it's definitely nice to see people back again. Although it's a bit sort of bit of a shock to the system, seeing so many people after spending all this time with the streets being deserted. It's nice though. So this is what do they call it? It's part of a geopark. This area is just full of extinct volcanoes. And there's a bit of a lavender vibe going on. The area is famous for sort of lavender farms and growing lavender and lavender honey and lavender everything. So yeah, oh yeah, look, lavender shop. Nice. It's busy. It's people. It's lovely. And again, just to give you an idea of how stupendously huge this lake is. This is this is about the third waypoint, so we're about a third, and it goes another 2/3 behind me. So it's absolutely vast. And yeah, the abbey here, typical. It's got scaffolding around it. I'm not too sure on the history. I'll try and remember. So yeah, the history goes something like it was a Benedictine monastery founded the 11th century by King Andrew, and he's still here. Well, his body, I mean. I think it's the last surviving tomb of an ancient Hungarian king, and you can go inside and visit if you want, but obviously it's absolutely rammed today, and I don't think I'll bother, and I've seen it before anyway. So yeah, and the other thing, it was also the home for a while of the last Hungarian king. After at the end of the First World War, when the Austro-Hungarian Empire collapsed, he was sort of in exile here for a while. Charles and his wife Zita. And yeah, in 1921 they were forced to leave the country for good. And the place where he took his last step on Hungarian soil is actually in the town where we live, in Wyatt. And he got on a barge on the Danube and disappeared to, I can't remember, Serbia somewhere, I think. And there's a plaque, yeah, there's a plaque by the river. The point, you know, where the last Hungarian king and queen left the country for the very last time. I'll have to go down there and film it one day, actually. So yeah, that's a sort of checkered history. I think I got that right. But yeah, it's a shame it's covered in scaffolding. Never mind. Lavendulinka. Lavenderpalinka. I've seen everything now. I imagine that is pretty foul, to be honest. Bloody hell. Lavender soap. Lavender wine. Lavender candles. Lavandula Sure. Lavender beer. Seriously. Oh, definitely a bit of a lavender vibe. What happens if you don't like lavender? Well, don't come here, I suppose. Yeah. Now I've got to fight a way out of the car park. I'm going to try and find a beach, I think. Excellent. Ah, well, that'll do nicely. Excellent. Well, a top couple of days, really. All a bit spontaneous and unexpected. Pretty damn good. Yeah, it's Wednesday. The best news is we just laid here on the beach. And we just booked the next holiday. We just booked a week in Croatia on Monday. No aeroplanes this time, we're going to drive. It's about 4 hours. So yeah, we're all on the next holiday. I'll tell you what though, this is an absolute gem of a little country. It's got a little bit of everything really. Roasting hot summers, freezing cold winters, it always snows, and there's a couple of places you can go snowboarding. Lakes, rivers, no beaches though, no coast by the sea. Although there used to be, but that's a bit of a sore point. Yeah, and the standard of living is very, very good, and the prices are still fairly cheap. Property prices probably 20% what they are in the UK. Yeah, I've never felt wealthier, to be honest. I'm not a rich man, but you know, my standard of living here is better than it's ever been in the whole of my life. And I know you see all those stories in the press in England about it's a right-wing fascist country and we've got a dictator in charge, but it's not true really. I feel like I've got more freedoms here than I've ever had in the UK. Whenever my partner comes to England, she's always joking that everything is against the law, and it seems like it is most of the time, to be honest. But here it's yeah, I never felt so free. I never felt so well off. And the people are lovely. The language is almost impenetrable at first, but you soon get the hang of it. But yeah, they're lovely people. So yeah, give it a bash. If you want to try a completely different type of holiday destination, your next holiday, I suggest you jump in your car and come here or fly here. Wizz Air do some incredibly cheap flights. You can fly here for like 10-20 quid sometimes. So it's an absolute gem of a place. I thoroughly recommend it. The only problem is though, you'll end up staying like me.